Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life, your business, your health, fitness, mindset and body from where you are right now to where it is that you want to be. And today I want to talk about a lead on from yesterday's discussion. If you haven't heard yesterday's, you'll hear about how I used the story of me hurting my back in the gym and being in a really bad way in pain-wise this morning. I had to warm up for an hour before I could put my socks on. That's how much pain I was in. And yesterday I talked about how everything went wrong for me. Today I want to talk about something's gone wrong, but now how do you change your plans? How do you change your strategy, your approach in what it is that you need to do now that something's gone wrong? So COVID's a good example of that. Now that wherever you are in the world, whatever COVID is putting on you in terms of closure of business, maybe it's restricting what you're doing. Where I am, I'm fortunate. We went through a really tough 12 months last year, but this year we're relatively open for now. And I say for now because yesterday in Melbourne, Australia, we just started taking in international flights again for the first time in, I think it's almost a month and a half. So things could rapidly change again. Things can just change just like that, can't they, with this virus? And also last night, they was talking about, the Prime Minister came on television late last night and was talking about how now they're not going to do the AstraZeneca drug because of the clot issues and so forth that they've been having over in Europe. So they're only recommending that to people that are over 50, which I don't quite get, but anyway. And they're only recommending the Pfizer vaccine for people that are under 50. And that is the one that we're really struggling to get. There's worldwide shortages of it. AstraZeneca is being made here in Australia, but only available to those that, well, not only available, they're recommending for people over 50. So they're changing their plans. We have to change our plans from time to time too. So for me, if I use the story of me again, at the start of this year, I'd set myself a really big target again for my health and well-being this year, my body achieving a lower level of body fat, gaining 4 to 6 kilos of muscle this year. I'm on a really good track to do that. My current 12-week training block was going really, really well up to yesterday. Where things kind of fell apart for me. So now I have to consider, well, what does that mean for me? Now you could look at it and say, well, let's take this approach. Just stop your training. You're getting too old. You can't lift heavy weights anymore. Just take a few months off so you can let your body repair. Don't worry about being so strict with your food. Just don't worry. You've had so much going on. Your daughter's been in hospital, you're still, homeschooling, doing all those sorts of things, managing her mental state as well. You're working 16-hour days. Look, you just give yourself a rest. You deserve it. You're just working too hard. That's why all this is happening. Now, you can see quite easily how you could come up with that justification to yourself, and how if you said to someone else, if you're looking for that external validation, these are all the things that have been going on. What do you think? And then that person says, oh yeah, look, I can see why you'd need to have some time off. Take some time out. Don't worry about it this year. Maybe aim again next year. But clearly you're just overworked, overstressed, and that's why you are where you are. Easy to come up with that story to yourself, right? But that's not me. Because I tell you this, I'm still going to achieve what I want to achieve this year. This is just a setback. It's a kink in the road that I need to go a slightly different path for a little bit. So what we need to be able to do is very quickly be able to work out, so how does the road forward look? Obviously, I can't lift those heavy, like I had to finish my workout yesterday. I had to end it. I couldn't finish it because I was in so much pain. And isn't that true for some things that happen in life? You just can't keep doing what it is that you were doing. You can't, keep going with that business relationship because the partner has decided that they want to leave the relationship. They want to end the partnership. They want out. They've got their own plans to do something else now. You can't say anything to convince them. They're just like, nah, I'm done. I'm out of here for whatever reason. You can part on good terms still, but it's like it's over. And it's like, wow, those plans that you now had at the start of the year mean that, well, you've got to buy them out, get another partner in or partners in, whatever it is. Things can just change just like that. And so we need to have this mindset of being able to cope with anything that comes our way. And so for me, in my case, I look at it and say, well, so all yesterday I'm thinking, because I did it in the morning, I'm thinking, okay, what do I need to do right now to help ease the pain? So I'm like, okay, some medication, so some over-the-counter anti-inflammatories that I can take. Icing, I can do resting my back, doing some light stretching because I don't really like to apply heat or massage within the first 24 hours when you do a soft tissue injury like this. And so I was resting, doing some light stretching, medication, and walking is one of the best things for me. So I made sure that I did as much walking as I could yesterday. I was very, very tired as well yesterday, so I had made sure that I had a sleep. They're the immediate things that I can do right now to help with the pain. So this morning I get out of bed and I could barely put on my underwear and I couldn't put on my socks. So it took me about an hour, warmed up, got the socks on, put the shoes on, jumped on my treadmill, and I walked for about half an hour or so that I could just get that blood circulating into the lower back, because I know as soon as because I've been asleep all night, so everything tightens up. Once I've been walking a little bit, things loosen up, because by the time I went to bed last night, it wasn't too bad. So obviously movement and blood circulating through your lower back is a really good thing for me. So making sure that I'm doing that. Also, for the next week or so, I need to make sure that I'm doing at least my 10,000 steps. I've just worked out for my body that that's what I need to do. So I've already done, if I just have a quick look now, I've already done, what was I going to update? It's about 4,300 steps this morning, just working with people and being on the treadmill. So I'm not walking very fast because I have to be still cautious of what's going on with my back. And I have to make sure that I'm not doing any heavy lifting, awkward lifting, when I'm working with people and so forth. So there's some immediate things. So then I think, okay, so what's that mean longer term for me? I've got more workouts to do. I didn't finish yesterday's workouts. If I'm going to finish that, and I've got other workouts to do this week, how am I going to do that? So what I've done, I've just come up with a strategy for myself, and I've sent that to my coach this morning. And I said, look, I've got a layoff coming up in about another 2 weeks. My thought is, let's bring that forward. Let's stop training. Let's bring the rest forward. And if that rest is a week, have a week off with no weights at all, just walking, because that helps my back. See how that responds, and then slowly get back into the gym again. So that layoff period is probably, I don't know what it exactly looks like, what my coach has in mind, but let's say it's 4 weeks where you have a week off. That's week 1. Week 2, get back into the gym, not following the heavy program I was doing before, but just getting back into the gym, having some fun, doing some different exercises, working out. Week 2, maybe then, or week 3 it would be, then maybe slowly getting back into the heavy lifting and getting back into the normal program, or maybe it's another week off before I do that. So what I've basically said is, let's bring that forward to give my body a chance to repair, and then I can get back into the heavy training again. So it's not like time lost, it's just shifting time around. So I've sent that off to him this morning. We'll see what he comes back with, because obviously there's a risk that I could do further damage if I get out there and start just lifting heavy weights still. So that's my approach. So what I've done is, over the last 24 hours, I've been thinking about how do I still achieve what it is that I want to achieve? But what do I need to adapt right now to fix the bleeding, if you like, fix the pain? Fix that first, then work out, okay, what's the next step? How do we still achieve what we want to achieve? So if you take my story and adapt those principles to what's going on in your life, and when things go wrong, you can get the same outcomes. The key is you need to have this positive mindset. You need to have this strength, this mental toughness, so that no matter what comes your way, you will find a way to deal with it. Now for me, the pain, the setback in my training is horrible because I've been making such great progress. But if I reflect back on COVID, when COVID happened in 2020, I was doing so well in the business. Everything was going so exceptionally well. COVID came and it was like ripped the rug out from underneath us. But again, at that point, I could have said, this is unfair, this is whatever, and just cried poor and said, this, have a victim mentality. But 12 months later, and having gone through it, I mean, you can go through and listen to all the episodes that I recorded last year on Rob Evans 365 podcast, the earlier ones that I recorded in this series, and you can hear me talk about the fact that if I had the chance to go through COVID again, I would. Because the amount of growth that I achieved last year, the opportunities that came up, the services that I'm now providing as a result of COVID and a change of thinking, it's completely turned around my business. And so last year, even though I could have at the start of the year done what a lot of other people in my industry did, was just gave up, said too hard, I'm not going to worry about that, and went off and found another career. Instead, I hung tough, did the hard work, and it was my best year ever. Through a time when you could say, let's just give up. But my mindset was, how many times in life are we going to get this opportunity to have like a pandemic and stand up to ourselves? That's what I was thinking. How can I prove to myself what I'm really made of? How can I not just talk the talk, but walk it as well? And say, wow, look what I was able to do through this global pandemic. Fantastic. And so now, whenever anything happens, I'm always looking at the upside, the opportunity. So my injury, where's the opportunity here? Okay, there's an opportunity to bring my rest forward. Now, recover, repair, rest, and continue. So what's the other side of that? Well, not the other side, but something else that goes along with that. So I've been thinking probably the last week, when I injured myself, like I strained my back about 12 days ago, I was thinking, is there something else going on in here for me? Is it the fact that maybe I'm not enjoying the training as much? When that happens for me, I know it's time for a layoff. Maybe because I'm a bit tired through the number of hours that I'm working, maybe that's saying to me, yeah, I need to have a bit of rest right now. Maybe because I just don't have that fire in my belly as much as I have in the last few workouts. Maybe that's telling me, yeah, all right, it's time for you to have that time off. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is perfect timing now. And my body is just telling me that, okay, I'm going to hurt you now because you need to rest. Because once you've rested, you'll be more motivated, you'll be repaired, you'll be more inspired, you'll be back on track, you'll be like, bang, okay, let's go. Because some of my eating has not been 100% where I would normally have it either. It's not far out by any stretch, but if there's something sneaking in where I wouldn't normally have it at all, then right now I've been thinking, oh, actually, yeah, that would be okay. And that's not going to give me the results that I want to. It doesn't matter if it happens every now and then, but because of what I'm trying to achieve, I need to have that higher level of focus. And because that has been sneaking in, that also makes me think, okay, maybe there's something going on here in my mindset that's saying, you know, you are under a lot of pressure, all of those things I mentioned before. There's a lot going on in my life right now. I'm very busy, and even though I handle stress quite well, maybe this is my body saying, you need to rest, mate. You just need to have a rest right now. I'm not talking about stopping, but what I said before, having a week off the weights, still doing my cardio, still being pretty good with my food. Doesn't have to be 100%. Maybe I could allow a couple of cheat meals to sneak in there, but for the mental sanity side of things. But I'm still basically on track. So this could be exactly what you need right now. Something's going wrong. Maybe you could adapt the strategies that I've said. The overriding one is still going forward, still striving for the top of that mountain of what it is that you want to achieve, not giving up. But we need to find another way of getting there. And sometimes that means taking a completely different approach, which in some ways seems opposite to what you think you should do. In other words, I want to build muscle right now. I need to stop lifting weights so that I can recover. So you've got to step backwards or sideways sometimes so that you can step forwards. Imagine it's like a staircase in a 100-story building. It's not just one flight of stairs going from the bottom all the way to the top. You go up like 10, 15 stairs or whatever. You come to a turn in a platform. You turn, you go up another couple of stairs, you turn, go up some more, etc., etc. So it's not just one big long flight of stairs. So right now, maybe you're just walking along that platform, the same height, you're not climbing up, but you're waiting until you get to that point where it's ready to start climbing again. That's okay. That's really okay. Sometimes we just need to take that break. But where we've got that mindset of, well, I'm going to get there no matter what, then that's not going to stop you. You'll just find out what you need to do when you need to do it. That's what makes the difference between success and failure. And it also makes it exciting to realize that you're human, and sometimes we just need to take a different path. And that's what is also great about having a coach. So obviously I know all the things that I need to be doing for myself. I'd be 99.9% confident that my coach is going to come back and tell me, just reaffirm to me what I've said to him. But that's why you have a coach, to bounce off the ideas. And he might say, nah, look, I actually suggested two approaches. I said, one is to just have a week off now and just do the walking. Or I said, getting into the gym and just doing some light weights, just to keep the blood circulating through the body, and then, carry that out for another couple of weeks and then having a week off. My feeling is that he'll agree with my first option, which is let's have a break now and do that, get the body back on track, get it repaired. And coincidentally, I'm going to the doctors today to get a referral for an x-ray of my back because and a referral to my surgeon for my knee because I've been having some issues with my knee for 18 years or more now, and I just manage the pain. It's just that the pain has been getting a little bit worse, and I've also been getting some numbness, and my physio seems to think that maybe there's something from my back, pelvis, etc. heading down and to the knee. So she wanted me to get an x-ray of my back anyway. So, well, certainly we're going to see what's going on right now because it's in a bit of pain. So, yeah, sometimes we just need to change our approach. So look, wherever you are in the world, if you want to connect with me, go to the mentaltoughnessandbodyshow.com. Connect there through a free consultation with me, And let's see what we need to do for you to get you moving faster to where it is that you want to get to. Right now, you might be in a rut. Maybe if it's with your training, for instance, maybe you too need to take a bit of a layoff, reset some goals. Maybe this is a podcast for tomorrow, but I've been working with a client that has come back to me. I set her a challenge to go away and come back with some goals for the next 90 days. She's come back to me with them. They're not strong goals, and I doubt that she's going to achieve them. So I've just challenged her to push herself a little bit more. So, maybe it's your business, maybe it's your body, maybe it's your general health and fitness, whatever it is. Let's have a connection and a discussion about it and see how we can take you from where you are right now to get you back on track and to where it is that you want to be. Stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow.